Trump blasts Democrats over shocking votes against born-alive baby bill. President Donald Trump blasted Senate Democrats over their shocking votes after the Born-Alive Survivors Protection Act, which would have made it a legal requirement to give medical attention to infants who survive a failed abortion, failed to pass. Senate Democrats just voted against legislation to prevent the killing of newborn infant children, Trump wrote on Twitter. The Democrat position on abortion is now so extreme that they don't mind executing babies after birth. This will be remembered as one of the most shocking votes in the history of Congress. If there is one thing we should all agree on, it's protecting the lives of innocent babies. The bill failed 53 votes to 44 in the Senate. The legislation needed 60 votes to pass and would have mandated that babies born alive after an abortion would receive the same protection of law as any newborn. The bill was an amendment to the criminal code to prohibit a health care practitioner from failing to exercise the proper degree of care in the case of a child who survives an abortion or attempted abortion. Trending: model who threatened to expose VIP pedophile ring found dead if an abortion results in the live birth of an infant. The infant is a legal person for all purposes under the laws of the United States, and entitled to all the protections of such laws, reads the legislation, adding, any infant born alive after an abortion or within a hospital, clinic, or other facility has the same claim to the protection of the law that would arise for any newborn, or for any person who comes to a hospital, clinic, or other facility for screening and treatment or otherwise becomes a patient within its care. No Democratic presidential hopefuls in the Senate voted for the bill. According to the Daily Caller, Republican Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse spearheaded the effort to pass the Born-Alive Survivors Protection Act. Despite opposition and setbacks, despite some strange rhetoric about this bill over the course of the last week, I am hopeful in the long term, he said Monday. Sasse re-upped the legislation after comments from Democratic Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. Northam has not walked back statements he made that appeared to condone infanticide and late-term abortion in January. According to the Daily Wire, only 3 Democrats voted for the bill: Senator Bob Casey Jr., DPA, Senator Joe Manchin, DWV, and Senator Doug Jones, DL, reported National Review's Alexandra DeSantis. DeSantis noted, all 6 of the Democratic senators currently running for the 2020 presidential nomination voted against the bill: Cory Booker, NJ, Sherrod Brown, Ohio; Kirsten Gillibrand, NY; Kamala Harris, California; Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota; and Elizabeth Warren, Mass., along with independent Bernie Sanders of Vermont. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski, representing Alaska, declined to vote on the bill. According to DeSantis, Republican Senators Tim Scott, SC, and Kevin Cramer, ND, did not vote on the bill due to flight delays, per their communications directors. The bill also states that anyone who intentionally performs or attempts to perform an overt act that kills a child born alive is subject to criminal prosecution for murder. I want to ask each and every one of my colleagues whether we're okay with infanticide, said Senator Sasse of the legislation. This language is blunt. I recognize that, and it's too blunt for many people in this body. But frankly, that is what we're talking about here today. Infanticide is what the Born-Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act is actually about. Are we a country that protects babies that are alive, born outside the womb after having survived a botched abortion? He continued. That is what this is about. Are we a country that says it's okay to actively allow the baby to die, which is the current position of federal law? That's the question before us, plain and simple. Sasse added, deep down, each of us knows that every member of our human family ought to be protected, and deserves to be cherished and loved. The love we see every day in the eyes of moms and dads for their newborn babies is an inescapable reminder of that fundamental truth. Love is stronger than power. After the bill failed, Senator Marco Rubio, RFL, who was an original sponsor of the bill, blasted Democrats, saying it was unconscionable that protecting innocent, newborn abortion survivors is now a partisan issue. Every infant that is born alive despite a botched abortion deserves the same proper medical care and treatment that doctors are required to give to other newborns. He added that the vote made it crystal clear that Democrats support the legalization of infanticide and openly embraced the growing extremism in the Democratic Party. The past few months have highlighted the Democrats' abortion radicalism. As previously reported by Neon Nettle, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, a Catholic Democrat, recently signed and celebrated the passing of the euphemistically named Reproductive Health Act, which legalizes abortion up to the moment of birth, loosens restrictions on who can perform abortions, and strips the murder of the unborn, including the murder of wanted babies, from the state's criminal code. Related, Trump grills New York Governor Andrew Cuomo in White House over late-term abortion bill. Neonnettle.com web link.